Hi. Good morning, everyone. This is Nazrul, talking from Nazrul's Intuition Research Center. Today, I'd like to introduce a book, and I'd like to point out one issues that emotional intelligence. On the eve of our recent hesitation against pay scale by Bangladesh Bank officials. Nationally, emotional intelligence has been a very important topic in this moment. For that reason, today in the morning, I tried to read a book that is Leadership in Organization, and Gary Yuck and publisher Pearson, 8th edition. This book was read in AIT during our professional masters in banking and finance, but I couldn't finish because the professor Vito Effler followed this book and prescribed this book, and but we read some chapters, but most of the chapters were unread. But in the morning, I tried to focus on some issues that self and collective efficacy and emotional contagion. So self and collective self efficacy actually depends on the one's beliefs and competent and capable for of attaining difficult task objectives. And collective efficacy refers to the perception of group members that they can accomplish exceptional feats by working together. So, collective and self efficacy can be inspired by a leader articulating and inspiring vision, expressing confidence. It can be accomplished and providing necessary causing and assistance. But emotional contagion, the other hand, it is a one kind of you may call it virus that can impact on the self efficacy and collective efficacy, as well as emotional contagion. So, what is emotional issues? Emotional issues directly related with the performance, self performance and collective performance. Let's talk about emotional intelligence right now. If you see that's just a few days ago, I just tried to develop some issues that creativity. You see the creativity how it can be started, positive or negative, which side it can prefer. In our society, in our society, that's people actually love to eulogy, that's appreciation, positive remarks, positive remarks, and severe criticisms. So eulogy it's absolutely full of appreciation. That means in eulogy is applicable only for God or Creator. The appreciation can be applicable for an individual, and positive remarks actually is related with the positive remarks and negative remarks both. In the case of severe criticisms that sometimes do, so recently our Honorable Finance Minister criticize severely on our central bank officials. So severe criticisms can be reactive and proactive in response of severe criticism. So what would be the reaction or what would be the proaction? So in this case, this will depend on the individual or intelligence, group intelligence or individual emotional intelligence. So most of the cases we see that emotional intelligence. What are the emotional intelligence? So by controlling emotion to achieve the objectives, controlling positive or negative emotion to achieve. So emotional intelligence has five ingredients. That is the self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So, what are the self awareness? That self awareness is basically the SWOT analysis, that strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So it can be individual, it can be group, it can be an organization, and on the basis of the self awareness, the sort strength and weakness and opportunity and threat. So what are your strength? What are your weakness? What are your opportunity? What are your threat? So you have to individually analyze this. In case of individual, you have to give emphasis on weakness. What are my weakness? Where I have to work, where I have to give emphasis, and threat. So these two issues actually have to give emphasis, weakness and threat, and have to increase the strength and opportunity. So after analyzing, we have to give emphasis on self-regulation, because without the self-regulation, we cannot increase our weakness, our strength and opportunity. So I have to regularize that. If I have some weakness in our activities, then I have to change my routine. If I have any problems in my regulation, in my daily habits, so if I am weak in speaking, so I have to give emphasis on speaking. If I, as an organization, if you have any problem in organizing the capacity, so you have to give emphasis on capacity building. Such as you have to give emphasis when you will regulate yourselves. So self-regulation, as an individual, you have to regulate. As an organization, you have to regulate also. So motivation then comes after regulation, motivation. So how to give your motivation? Here comes from your, on the basis of your motivation, your success will depend on self-regulation. Your self-regulation will depend on your motivation, how you will motivate yourselves. So as an organization, you have to give emphasis on the customer motivation, on the officials motivation. So in case of recent pay scale, in the last week, the finance minister declared that motivation, where the staff, most of the officials of Bangladesh Bank has been demotivated. So how they will change their activity, how will change their attitudes. Then comes after motivation, empathy. What is empathy? It's actually to feel others. It's a feeling others, to feel others and walking by oneself. Suppose our Ministry of Finance has severely criticized Bangladesh Bank. So, if he were a officials of Bangladesh Bank, how could he speak? How could he speak to Bangladesh Bank? So this is a feeling that should be felt by an individual as well as organization. Social skills is communication. It's a communication that's by communicating with the different organizations or different peoples. As an individual, they will communicate with the people, and as an organization, they will communicate departmental and inter-organizational. And as a central banker, definitely a central banker should communicate with the finance ministry, with the other bodies, regulatory bodies. But emotional intelligence, without emotional intelligence, an organization, whether an individual, without emotional intelligence, we cannot achieve our success. So sometimes we understand that we can achieve within very short time a big jump or a big issues, but it cannot be possible. Can we change our per income, yearly per income from US dollar 1,000 to US dollar 2,000? Is it possible? I think no. But so how to remarks in a statements. So everyone should consider emotional intelligence by which we can achieve success in the sector. So by this way, recently Bangladesh Bank officials are getting angry over the issues. But what will be effect on these issues? So it will decrease the moral power on the sector. It will decrease on the moral power and emotional contagion on the sector. As a leading organization, as a leading institution, this will hamper the emotional contagion on the sector and emotional power of the officials. So the authorities should consider. I'd request from all concerned that to think about this issue, and I also request Bangladesh Bank officials, those who are protesting aggressively, please think about this issue that and just keep your opinion, keep your voice heard for the benefits of the organization, for the benefits of the country, not for in specific issues. Just go through and give some reason for the whole sector, not for an issue, but for the whole sector, and give your reasons and give your points formally, not without any hesitation or anything. Just raise your voice by giving papers, by producing papers, and by bargaining with the logic. So, thank you, and please give your comments or any issues if you think. But this video is basically for developing ourselves, not for any particular issues or any to hurt others. Thank you.